I always love it in a play when Daddy Warbucks comes out and saves little orphan Fanny and her little dog Mac from the poorhouse while they sing, "The sun will come out tomorrow." I am a fan of yours. I want you to succeed. I want to believe. I can't really sing. But I have a question. How do we in the 110th Congress, if we could, speak to the people in the 101st Congress 220 or so years ago and tell them that we are willing now to cede more power to one person without oversight, without written rules or laws, without judicial review, without all of the protections that we put in, and to cede more power than they ever took away from King George. And they too, as you pointed out, we do, live in perilous times. Their times were equally as perilous, and yet they found the time to put this all in documentation and protections for all of the American people that we still rely upon today. How would we explain that? And another question that I have is, if this is such a good idea, and I read the 2.5 pages that you sent down, I don't see in it any protection to stop us from having this problem again. Where is that part? They took the time to put those parts in there. Shouldn't we? And if it's such a good idea, and it's such a good gamble, and maybe it is the only bet in town, and we're probably going to have to make it eventually, one way or the other, why don't we require Wall Street, that gambles so well and so smartly, to be 10% partners? Why don't we require them to put up at least $70 billion if we're going to put up the balance? Make them 10% partners if they think this is a good bet. And let them share in the profits as well if they're there. They put up 10%, we put up 90. Buck for buck, 10 to 1. Don't sing.
Congressman, I'm not going to sing, maybe more than this plan, but let me say to you that I've answered this question several times before. I'll answer it again. That this plan was sent to Congress after having met with the congressional leaders, and they said, don't give us a fait accompli, let's work together. What we are asking for here is all of the appropriate oversight, protections, the transparency, the things you're looking for. We need something that is...
You're willing to put in the congressional oversight, the judicial review, the balance of powers, all of those things?
Well, I would say we need to get the right balance, because it's going to have to work and be effective. Okay, so that's something that's going to be something we're going to have to arrive at together. You know, we are here. This is not something that's being done by fiat. This is something being done by Congress, and you all are going to be part of it. And the decisions you make or don't make are going to be momentous. So this is about accountability on my part and on your part and on the administration's part. And so what we have to come up with has to be workable. Now, you asked about why don't we, quote, ask the big institutions or Wall Street to put in 10%. And one of the things that we both worked on are a series of private sector initiatives. But it's pretty hard to get the private sector to put much money in when things are as fragile as they are right now.
Last question. Why would you allow rating companies to rate products that are new and creative with no history and no way at all to experientially give them a rating as to how successful they have been, because they were never tried before, and to package that in with AAA rated products?
There have been a number of reviews and studies of all the issues that contributed to the crisis, and that is one of the issues that was identified, and you're right, it was a problem. They're working to fix it now, but it was one of the contributors to this crisis. But this goes to your previous point, why not have reform all in this bill? There's many, many components to it, and it's a complex process to achieve. We need to do it. We will do it. Certainly the Federal Reserve will do everything it can to support it, but it can't be done in a few days.
And finally, on